let's continue with our topic. So, we're now moving forward na sa module 3 na tayo. Bilis. Ayan. So, di ba target natin at then next week is November na, and then our target module 3 exam will should be not later than November 20, no? Ayan. But then let's see, no? Ayan. Basta ano naman. Kaya lang, the problem is we cannot have a I don't know if we're allowed to conduct your examination ng online. No, kasi I think mandatory kasi na face-to-face yung ating exam. So kaya hindi rin natuloy today, no, kung nag-online, no. So ayun, strictly required talaga na face-to-face tayo ng exam. Okay, so let's continue with our topic. So our topic for this afternoon is the working capital. Ayan. Narinig niyo itong working capital. I know, no, during our discussion in the financial analysis, no? So sila yung unang ratio nga natin, di ba? Current asset less current liabilities is your working capital. Okay? And then yung ratio natin, current asset ratio, di ba? Your current asset divided by your current liability. So dagdagan natin na mas mas ma-analyze, no? We also have your quick asset ratio, wherein your quick asset divided by your current liabilities. So it is just merely a ratio, no? So kumbaga, they have meron tayong mga formula, no, to identify those ratios, those analysis. However, yan, and then kumbaga simply a formula, no, when it comes to financial analysis. So ma'am, ngayon, what's next? No, what's next after determining those ratios? No? Ano ma'am, anong magiging silbi? Ano yung relevance after computing or determining our net working capital? After determining our ratio, our quick asset ratio. So what will be our next step? No? So yun eh, kasi it is past transaction, no? Yung historical na naging transaction natin, kaya yun yung lumabas sa balance sheet, yun yung lumabas sa income statement natin, no? Hindi naman siya yung kumbaga yung data na ginamit natin in computing our ratio is past transaction. Okay? So ngayon, it is just merely our guide for our decision making, no? O yun, dun papasok yung relevance ng mga financial analysis ratios natin. So ma'am, what's next after determining our current asset ratio or working capital? Okay? So dito papasok yung topic natin, no? The working capital cash management, and yung isa is receivable management. So I think nakaano ko na to na naka-share na. Okay? So let me allow you to discuss muna, no, yung ating sa learning objectives when it comes to working capital, no? Okay? Yes, after determining, alam natin ma'am yung formula in arriving, no, in computing for the working capital. Okay? But what's next, ma'am? So in this topic, we will discuss, no, the related trade-off, the related profitability and risks involved after computing for those ratios, no? Describe the cash conversion cycle. Bakit ma'am may cash conversion cycles? Remember, one of the component of your working capital is the cash. Okay? So, ito yung gagamitin. Ito na yung mga techniques natin. So, after ng ratio, ano yung follow-up doon? No? Ano yung magiging trabaho natin, no, after getting the ratio? Okay? So, describe the cash conversion cycle, its funding requirements, ayan, and the key strategies for managing it. Okay? So, yun nga. So, para magkaroon ng relevance, no, yung na-compute nating ratio. Know some basic motives of holding cash balances, transaction motives, precautionary, and speculative motive, no? Understand the management of receipts and disbursement. Okay? Including float, speeding up, collections. Ayan. So, regarding sa speeding up collections, so dalawang component or dalawang accounts sa current asset ang involved, yung cash tsaka yung receivables natin, no? accounts receivable. Slowing down payments. So, ano yung sinasabi ko slowing down payments? So, referring to the payments of our current liability. Cash concentration, zero balances, and investing in marketable securities. All those items we know are part of the current asset and current liabilities. Okay. Ma'am. So, we have this, our short term. So, every company has their short term and long term goal, no? So, syempre, let's face it, no? Iba yung technique or iba yung process natin in managing those short-term finances comparing to the long-term. Okay? So, ano mong gagawin namin sa mga short-term financial management namin, mga short-term assets and short-term liabilities, no? So, in this topic, the concern here is the commitment. So, ano yung tamang sabi ko nga, yung ratio is we don't have the perfect equivalent ng current asset ratio, no? But then, here is one of the techniques, no, or methods that we can use, no, in determining our, not necessarily perfect fund, no, but then yung achievable, and then yung, kumbaga, best practices, no, or best combination of our types of financing, no? Ano yung best practices or best combination of current asset and current liabilities, no? Yun. In the short term, so remember, managing not only your asset, no, your current asset, but also your current liabilities, no? Short-term financial management attempts to answer the following questions. Ayan, ito na yon, di ba? After, yan ma'am, nakuha namin yung current asset. So ngayon, out of that current asset, magkano dapat yung magiging cash, okay? How much cash should be maintained in the current checking or savings account? Are you familiar with that term, current account, checking account, or savings account? So perhaps if you have your bank accounts, ayan, so probably, yun, mostly siguro sa atin mga savings account, di ba? Ayan. Yung mga pang-personal nating accounts sa bangko, mostly savings account. So for those naman na engage in business, aside from savings account, for those that are using checks as their mode of payments, so probably they have their current or checking account. Okay? Yan. How many inventories must be maintained? So in the case of a manufacturing or retail or merchandise inventory, no? Ano yung targeted, no, na level of inventory na kung saan hindi ka naman masyo-short, no? I mean, hindi ka kukulangin or you can easily provide yung mga inventories natin sa market, or hindi rin naman siya ganun kalaki para, 'di ba, kung marami naman, kumbaga merong pros and cons, no, dun sa level of inventories. Kung masyadong maliit yung maintaining stock natin, 'di ba? So anong possibility nun? So hindi natin makapag-service or hindi tayo makapag-provide ng items natin sa customers on time kasi kulang yung stocks. Or kung sumobra naman yung ating stocks, 'di ba? So our investment or our sources or resources nakatenga lang dun sa inventory, stagnant, di ba? Hindi natin mapaikot kasi yung funds natin nandun sa inventory. Eh, nasaan yung inventory, ma'am? Nandyan sa stock sa warehouse, di ba? Nandyan sa estante. Di ba? Kasi it will also involve cost. Kulangin yung inventory kulangin or sumobra man yung level of stocks na inventories mo, meron yung mga corresponding costs. Okay, so yun yung babantayan natin, no? Ayan. How long would be the credit terms to old and new customers? So, ano sinasabi ng credit terms? Receivables. Oh, paano tayo as seller, di ba? As much as possible, we want our transaction na cash basis, di ba? Na kapag nagbebenta tayo, gusto natin bayad agad. Okay? But some instances, no, some types of industries, hindi ganun, no? Madalas, no, siguro yung makakita nating retail, no? Na on the spot, kapag bumili, babayaran agad, di ba? But some items, some industries or some businesses, no? Yung kanilang sales are normally naka-account or pautang, di ba? Para tayo makabenta, kailangan nating magpautang. Okay? Kasi, titingnan natin, hindi lang naman tayo yung nakikita natin daily transactions ng isang company like in a retail or in a grocery store, na which is mabilis yung cash transaction. But if you are in a manufacturing company or other, or let's say services, di ba? Minsan nagbibill lang muna tayo. Di ba? O nagbenta, i-issuean mo ng invoice or i-issuean mo ng billing statement. But not yet collected, no? Kumbaga, nagbibigay tayo ng allowance or ng terms or credit terms na tinatawag natin na our customer, no, pwede magbayad siya within 30 days, within 60 days, within 90 days, or within 120 days, no? So, it depends, no, sa policy. So, ngayon, ito yun, di ba? How, as a company, no, paano natin i-cater yung ating mga customers, no? Wait lang. Meron ba nag-chat? Sorry ha. Wala pa naman. No? Paano natin siya kumbaga, potential client natin yun no? So, we will cater them, no, by offering credit terms. Di ba? Papautang tayo. Sige, pwede kang bumili sa amin. Pwede mo siyang bayaran within 30 days, within 60 days, no? So, ang tanong kasi dito, as a company, no? Gano'n magiging ka-strict, no? Masyado ba tayong relax na pwede, sige, pautangin natin ang credit terms 120. So, remember, pag pinuutang mo siya ng within 120 days, di ba? Halimbawa, ngayon, nagbenta ka ngayon, October 30. No? Kung ang credit terms mo ay 30 days, so probably next month, November 30, June na yon. Pwede na tayo mag-demand ng collection. Kung ang credit terms natin ay 60 days, so perhaps, pagdating ng December 30, makakakolekta tayo sa kanila. Kung in-extend mo into 90 days, di ba? Ay, ma'am, next year na natin makukolekta. O, you decide, no? You decide na gaano katagal, ano yung kaya, no, ni company na mag-provide ng mga credit terms. Remember, kapag nagpautang ka, di ba? Wala na yung item sa'yo, wala na yung inventory. Yes, in a recording ng ating sa accounting, pag nag-record tayo, di ba? Debit accounts receivable, credit sales. So automatic, we will recognize an income. But however, di ba? Because of the accrual method, nag-earn na tayo ng income, but then wala pa yung cash, hindi pa natin nakukolekta. Okay? So yun. Sa amin naman natin talaga na even lalo na mga small enterprise or SMEs, di ba? Mas prefer nila na nakukolekta agad-agad. Okay? So yun yung ano yung techniques na paano, ano yung kailan yung kumbaga normal na magpapa-extend ka ng credit terms, no? Paano kung halimbawa naman dahil masyado kang stricto, no? Ginawa mo lang 30 days. So dahil masyadong maikli yung credit terms, medyo yung ibang customer naghahanap ng ibang seller na makakapag-offer ng mas prefer nilang credit terms. Oh, di ba? So pag ganun naman, di nawala yung ating customer. Kumbaga yung opportunity na magkaroon tayo ng additional customer na wala because of our strict policy in the credit terms. So yun, you have, kumbaga, di ba, ang hirap, balansihin, di ba? Ayan. So, kasi nakasalala yun, no? How long, no, tayo kumbaga, operate na yung most of our resources nasa labas. Okay? Should the company pay dividend this year or not? Okay. So yung mga nauna, we're talking about the relationship of the entity to their customer. Itong naman pangalawa sa huli, di ba? We're talking about our relationship, let's say the company, to their investors or shareholders. We also have remember, we also have the company also have the responsibility, no? Kaya nga nag-invest yung mga yan, no? Para magkaroon ng income or magkaroon ng dividends. So ngayon, just to, di ba? Kaya ba ng cash mo? Di ba? Tingnan natin, sige, pagbibigyan natin, magde-declare tayo ng dividends para sa ating mga shareholders. Ang tanong, meron ka bang available fund? May available ka bang cash na ibibigay sa mga shareholders kapag nag-declare ka ng dividends? Okay? Should we borrow or issue equity shares? So kung tayo ay kailangan ng additional fund or sources, tayo ba ay manghihiram? Or hahanap pa tayo ulit ng additional investors or kumbaga bibili ng shares of stocks. Okay? Kumbaga yung dyan, tanggalin ang pera natin sa pangungutang or sa mga credit investors, di ba? Creditors or investors. So with this, kumbaga, we have to decide ano yung mas mapapabuti sa company based on the situation, no? I mean, pwede perhaps kasi iba-iba, no? Pwedeng si company mas prefer or mas favorable sa kanya kung humiram siya ng pera. Si company B naman, o hindi gaano ka-effective yung ganong treatment. Let's say si company B, mas prefer niya, no? Na yung sources of fund manggagaling sa investors, hindi sa loan. Diba? So, case-to-case basis, no? Pwedeng yung applicable kay company ay hindi applicable sa'yo or vice versa, diba? So, yun. So, kumaga, it's depende on the situation. Okay, working capital. O, yan tayo, ma'am. O, sige. Administration and control of the more liquid resources. Okay? How can we maintain or how can we manage our current asset and current liabilities, no? Siyempre, yung pambayad na, that is our day-to-day operation, no? Ito yung talagang lagi at lagi mong kakailanganin, no? Ito yung immediate, no? Na kailangan na sources. So, it generally deals with managerial decisions regarding the current assets and how they are financed. Okay? So, para tayo magkaroon ng cash, saan ba tayo kukuha? Sa current din na utang or sa long-term na utang? Diba? So, ano yung pampupuno natin sa operations? So, yun yung ano dito. So, the following conditions should be attained. Okay? Is the company or if the firm, no, is merong enough? Do we have enough cash to support our day-to-day operation? Okay? Kahit sino naman, di ba? So, in every business, first thing first is the availability of cash. Okay? Di ba? Bakit? Kasi ito yung lagi natin ginagamit, di ba? Bibili ng inventory. O, magpapasahod ng tao. Okay? That is the current expenses. No? Pambayad ng mga current expenses. So, we need cash. Okay? So, ang tanong, adequate ba yung cash na meron si entity? Okay? Pwede kasing, alam ba, ang cash niya is 1 million, si company B is 2 million. Hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na, ay, enough yung cash ni company B kaysa kay company A. But if you look at the volume of transactions or volume of our requirements, no, yung day-to-day operation nila, we cannot conclude agad na yung 2 million is better than the 1 million na cash. Okay? So, depende kasi sa size din naman ng company. Okay? So, accounts receivable should not be too lax nor too strict in granting credits. Like I've said kanina, ano ba ang pwede nating gawin, di ba? Sige, magpautang tayo. Habaan natin yung credit terms natin para dumami yung sales. Na-target mo nga yung sales mo because yung mga items binenta mo in a longer credit terms. Okay? So perhaps na-achieve natin yung target income or your target sales. But the question here is, asan na yung mga pambayad natin, di ba? Or do we have enough cash? Doon pa rin tayo babalik sa letter A, yung cash. Di ba? Yung gaano tayo makakakolekta agad-agad or yung gaano tayo kabilis makakakolekta. Okay? Inventory should be enough to support market demand. Ayan. So, yung level of stocks, no, na kailangan ni company. So, we decide. So, current liability. So, ito naman, yung A to C, that is the current asset. Letter D, referring to the current liabilities. To be prudent in making use of the time before it finally pays off its obligation. Okay? So, are we going to maximize, no, our resources? So, let's say, yung in paying our current liabilities, talaga kung kailan due date, tsaka na tayo babayad, di ba? Agad mapapaikot natin yung cash natin, sige. Okay? So, kumbaga sa kapag payment ng utang, di ba, as much as possible, humaba pa, no? Yung terms, no? Tapos, kung when it comes to receivables, kabaliktaran naman, kailangan mas maikli yung terms, no, para makolekta. Yun yung kumbaga ideal, di ba? Ayan. So, yan. So, working capital is the difference between assets and current assets and current liabilities, no? Ability, no? Measuring the ability of the firm or the company to meet their current obligations, di ba? Ano ba ipambabayad natin ng utang? Cash. Di ba? Cash is the most liquid, no? Kung hindi, in case na hindi available agad yung cash mo, anong susunod? Marketable securities, di ba? So, pag binenta natin yon, mas madali ibenta yung marketable securities. So, magkakaroon tayo ng cash. Kung hindi pa enough, pilitin natin makakolekta agad sa ating mga receivables. Okay? Kasi, di ba, pambayad natin ng utang is coming from cash. Okay? So, yan. Minimize the net worth capital. Having faster collection, di ba? Kung ikaw yung si company, nagpautang ka, nagbenta ka, anong gusto mo? As much as possible, makolekta mo agad on time. Okay? Increasing inventory turnover and sa yung huli, pag makukolekta, dapat mabilis. Pag magbabayad or magdi-disburse ng pera, okay? Slowing down or securing a much longer credit terms, di ba? Kasi para mapaikot pa natin yung cash natin, no? Okay, so advantage, ma'am. Do we have that advantage of, take note wala kasing threshold kung gaano kalaki dapat mong ma-retain na working capital. It's a case-to-case basis, depende sa type of company, depende sa industry. Okay? Ayan, diba, for example, service industry ka. So perhaps, wag ka masyadong mag-invest into stocks. Okay? Kakailanganin mo agad ng availability ng cash. Okay? So, sa services yun, no? Kung ikaw naman ay retail, di ba? So, probably yung focus mo is magkaroon ka lagi ng enough inventory or enough goods na pambenta. Okay. So, ano yung advantages of having hindi ko naman sinabing, kumbaga, kumbaga, combination, no? A better combination of your working capital. Okay? So, ano yung mga benefits, no, of having that adequate, no? The term is adequate, no? Enough ba yung working capital as an entity, no? So, kasi may relationship din yung income tsaka yung expenses, no? Or yung cost. Okay? So, ano yung mga benefits, ma'am, of having an adequate, okay? Take note, wala tayong binabanggit na certain percentage or for example, perfect ratio, no, ng current asset sa current liability. Wala, no? But this will be the, natin. So, solvency of the business, no? So, continue yung company, no, in maintaining the solvency, providing uninterrupted flow of productions. So, anytime, pag kailangan mo, sa operation, no? Mayroon kang enough fund. Goodwill, okay? Sufficient working capital helps in creating and maintaining goodwill. Easy loan, ayan. So, if perhaps you have an adequate working capital, okay, it can be an indication of a good credit standing. Okay, so pag medyo maganda yung working capital mo, di ba, medyo mas smooth or mas mapapadali, no? Yung pag-arrange mo ng kung kailangan mo mag-loan. For example, si company, mas magiging favorable, no? In terms of having an adequate working capital sa pag-loan. Cash discount. Ma'am, ano tong cash discount? Okay. So, may mga instances, di ba? Halimbawa, bibili tayo ng items, no? Pambenta natin. Let's say we are merchandising company. Okay? So, yung cash discount, doon sa binilhan natin, yung supplier natin, kumbaga, pwede silang mag-offer ng cash discount. Ano yung example, ma'am? Halimbawa, bumili ka ng items, no, sa supplier mo. Tapos, naka-credit terms. Meron namang credit terms, let's say 30 days. O, sabi ng supplier mo, o sige, yung ating isusupply kong item sa'yo is pwedeng utang muna. Okay? Babayaran mo within 30 days. Di medyo okay yon. Tapos may additional offer pa siya, no? Sabi nung supplier, but if you pay, no? Okay? If you avail the discount, so ibig sabihin, let's say, for example, 30 days yung terms. Pero pag binayaran mo siya within 10 days from the date of transaction, bibigyan pa kita ng discount, sabi nung supplier. Okay? So, halimbawa, nag-purchase ka na 100,000. Credit terms mo is 30 days. So, ibig sabihin, babayaran mo siya within 30 days. Pero may offer si supplier. Kapag binayaran mo siya within 10 days, let's say, may 2% discount ka o may 2% cash discount ka. Okay? Syempre, kung meron kang enough or adequate working capital, so may pambayad ka na hindi mo nakakailanganin hintayin pa yung 30 days na terms. So, i-avail mo, i-grab mo yung opportunity, no, na magbayad ng binili mo and at the same time, makapag-avail ng certain percentage of discount. Okay? So, yun. Pero syempre, hindi naman, kumbaga, advantage yon. But we cannot, kumbaga, pag may nag-offer na ganun, let's check kung talagang favorable. Okay? So, let's say for example, kung may madi-discount ka na 1% sa within 10 days. O sige. But then, i-check mo, kung hindi ko muna bayaran, gamitin ko sa iba yung dapat na ipambabayad ko. Okay? Temporary, in-invest ko muna. Di kumita pa, ma'am. So, let's say yung discount mo is just 1%. Pero, kung ginamit mo yung pera at kumita pa na lang, let's say, 1.5%, ay, diba, mas advantage na hindi mo in-avail yung cash discount, no? Pero again, it's case-to-case basis, no? We have to measure that na alin yung mas, not only yung preference ng company, but then, ano yung mas advantageous, no, sa company. Okay. Paano ba masasabi natin advantageous, ma'am? So, when it comes to income, no, syempre additional income. But when it comes to cost, ang benefit niyan is, kapag ginawa ko ba ito, ma-reduce or magkakaroon ng reduction sa cost. Okay? So, yun yung benefits. Okay? Regular supplier of materials. Okay? Okay? So, syempre, di ba? O, lalo ngayon, katapusan, di ba? O, sweldo ng mga tao. Ayan. So, ability, no, of the company in the regular payment of salaries. Number 5 pala, number 6 pa pala. Number 5, regular supply from materials, no? Ayan, so if you are in a manufacturing company, hindi mo problema na mauubusan ka ng supplies, no? Because may pambayad ka, no? So, minsan nagiging priority ka sa mga supplies. Regular payment of salaries, ability to face crisis, okay? So, let's say yung nagdaang alam mo, may business ka, di ba? O nagdaan yung bagyo. Ano yung ano? Kumbaga, in case of emergency, meron bang makakabangon ba agad si company? Okay, di ba? Siyempre, kung may working capital yan. Okay? Although may loss, pero let's say, tinamaan ng bagyo. Okay? Nasira yung ibang inventory mo. Okay? So, wala tayong magagawa doon. But, mas madali ka makakabangon kasi you have your sufficient a sufficient working capital. Let's say, kung may nawala man or may nabawas man during the typhoon, di ba? May babalik mo pa rin yung mga inventories. I mean, makapag-provide ka ulit, no? Ng mga items na binebenta mo, for example, no? Makapag-restock ka pa ulit ng paninda mo if you have an adequate working capital. Okay, ability, okay, di ba? So, o kaya naman, di ba? O kahit walang benta ng isang linggo, no? Nakakapag-provide ka pa rin o nakakapag-bayad ka rin pa rin ng mga bills mo, nakakapagpasweldo ka pa rin sa mga tao mo, sa mga empleyado. So that's a good indication of having an adequate working capital. Quick and regular return on investment. Ayan. So enables the company to pay quick and regular dividends to its investors. Okay? Ayan. So for example, nag-declare ng dividends, the following month, pwede nang bayaran. Okay? Exploitation of favorable market conditions. Ito naman. Okay? Don't, ano mo yung exploitation na word. But then, sinasabi lang dito, no? If you have your working capital, enough working capital, for example, in your regular supplier, no? Yung regular na kinukuha na mo ng mga supplies mo, nag-offer ng mga discount. No, for example, kapag mas bulk yung pagbili, mas malaki yung discount. So because if you have your adequate working capital, i-grab mo yung opportunity na yun. Di ba? Na ay, kung sa regular na bayaran, let's say for example, 100 pesos yung value. But kapag binili ko siya in bulk, makaka-discount ako, let's say, mga 10 pesos, 15 pesos. So, you have the chance to grab that opportunity if you have your working capital enough, no? Kung wala ka, gustuhin mo man bumili ka in bulk, wala ka namang cash, no? Wala kang adequate working capital, di ba? Nawala yung opportunity na magkaroon ng discounted items. High moral. Okay, syempre, no? Oh, for example, every time na quinceañeras katapusan, no? Let's say, yung basic ano natin, sweldo ng mga tao, di ba? That is a current obligation. So, every 15 or 30, di ba, o minsan mas maaga pa, nakakapag-provide si company ng pasweldo. Okay? So, that will create a high moral dun sa empleyado, di ba? Ikaw ba, trabaho ng isang 15 days or 30 days, tapos delay pa yung sahod, di ba? So, if you have that adequate working capital, nakakapag-boost ng moral, no? Kumbaga yung security na after ng 15 days na trabaho, make sure na makakasweldo no, or well compensated si employees. So that's the advantage of having an adequate working capital. Kung may advantage, may disadvantage, ma'am. O meron naman, no? Sabi nga, depende, di ba? So it means idle funds in which earn no profits or for business, and hence business cannot earn a proper rate of return. Okay? So kung masyado ka ng maraming cash, di ba? At naandyan lang yan. So for example, nasa current account, no? Nasa checking account mo lang naman yung malaki mong cash. Okay? Hindi siya ganun kalaki. Alam naman natin that yung interest from banks is sobrang liit lang naman, di ba? So, kung may sobra kang working capital at naka-steady lang siya doon at hindi mo ginagamit sa iba, di ba? Or for example, hindi mo siya invest temporarily sa ibang mas additional na magkakaroon ng additional profit. So, ayun. So, hindi siya makakapagdagdag, di ba? Malaki nga yung working capital mo, pero hindi naman siya nag-create or nag-generate ng additional income. When there is a redundant working capital, it may lead to unnecessary purchasing and accumulation of inventories, causing more chances of theft, waste, and losses. Okay? For example, just to maintain, no? Kumbaga, nag-panic buying, no? Ibig sabihin, just to maintain the level or high level of stocks, di ba? Di binili, dahil marami akong working capital, binili ko lahat, ma'am. No? Inavail ko lahat ng discount, no? Sa regular na tao sa atin, di ba? 11-11, di ba? 10-10 or 11-11 sa mga online sale platform, di ba? Bibili tayo, i-avail natin, di ba? Hindi, wala ka namang gamit yung binili mo. Okay? So, pwede rin additional cost yun, no? For example, marami kang cash, nag-stock ka ng maraming inventory. Okay? Paano kung hindi agad na ibenta yung mga inventory mo? Diba? Nanakaw. So, it is more prone, diba? Sa losses, sa theft, or kaya ay sa, ano ba yun? Baka ma-obsolete, no? Sa dami mong items, no, sa warehouse mo or sa stocks mo, diba? Di mo napansin yung iba ay mga non-moving na mga inventories. And then, dahil siya ay non-moving, di ba? Bakit kaya mga non-moving? Yung pala, yung ibang items doon ay obsolete na. Ano yung obsolete na? I mean, di mo siya mapapakinabangan. No? Or kaya naman yung mga nasa grocery items, halimbawa, nasa grocery ang business mo, no? O yung ibang items, expired na. Okay? So, yun. It may cause losses, no? It may result into overall inefficiency in organization. Ayan. Di ba? So, kumbaga, hindi mo siya na-maximize yung resources mo. Just to have, kumbaga, just to, for the sake na meron kang mas malaking working capital, di ba? Pero yung purpose mo naman, hindi mo ginagamit sa tama yung working capital. Okay? Due to low rate of return, rate yun, hindi rare. Due to low rate of return, ayan, value of shares may also fall. No? The redundant, no, in the working capital gives rise to speculative transactions. And when there's an excessive working capital, okay, ibig sabihin, hindi ka mangungutang, di ba? Di ba, ang gusto lang naman ng mga financial institution, di ba, aside for having your deposit, di ba, other services nila is to offer loans. Ayan. Sabi mo, hindi ko kailangan ng loans, di ba? Kasi marami akong working capital, marami akong cash, no? So it may, kumbaga, hanggang depositor ka lang, di ba? But if you are availing their loans, ay mas prefer nila yun. Mga other banks, mas prefer nila na mag-loan kayo. Okay? Advantage o disadvantage naman. Paano kung yung dalawang nauna, advantage at disadvantage ng sobra. Okay? Mas malaking working capital. Ito naman, disadvantage ng kulang ang working capital. Ito mas malala, di ba? Inability to pay short-term liabilities in time. Overdue na yung utang mo sa supplier. Ano mangyayari? Masisira yung pangalan mo, di ba? Ay, hindi na ako magde-deliver dito sa company na to. No? Kasi ang haba na nga ng credit terms, hindi pa nagbayad on time. Delay lagi ang bayad. Okay? And so, it may lose your reputation and will not be able to have a good credit terms, no? Baka ma-blacklist ka pa, di ba? It cannot buy its requirement in bulk and cannot avail of discount, no? So, yung opportunity of having a discounted items, no, or products na kakailanganin mo or need mo sa company, di ba? Hindi mo siya Maaamin kasi wala kang sobra or kulang yung pera mo. Diba? The rate of return in investment shall also falls with shortage of working capital. And ito rin, di ba? Your day-to-day expenses, no? Hindi mo kayang bayaran yung day-to-day, no? Lalo na kung, kulang, nadidelay yung bayad sa supplier, nadidelay din yung mga pasahod, di ba? Hindi agad na i-remit yung supposedly, let's say, yung mga common problems when it comes to that inadequate working capital. Let's say ay payment ng mga tao when it comes to their SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, no? Halimbawa, kasi sa SS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, kinaltas na ni company yung share ni employee. And after that, tatapatan ni employer yung share. Di ba? So, yun ang kulang, no? Kinakapos. Hindi nare-remit agad yung pambayad. Okay? It will create inefficiencies, increase costs. O bakit na? For example, na-delay ka ng bayad sa supplier, no? Nag-charge ng interest si supplier. Hindi ka nakabayad on time ng SSS contribution ng empleyado mo. Nag-lapse na yung deadline. So, nung nagbayad ka na, kukumpitan ka ng penalty. Okay? So, yun. Kasi hindi naman pwede ipambayad sa SSS or sa mga bills ang receivables or inventory, di ba? Magbabayad ka ng bills, di ba? Pwede mo pambayad itong mga items ko, mga paninda ko. Siyempre, hindi. Kailangan pa rin yung cash. Okay? So, yun yung mga disadvantages or advantages. Ayan. Ayan. So, the following summarizes the effects, no, of your risk if the two ratios below will change. Ayan. Paano to, ma'am? Okay. So, the current asset, di ba ito yung formula? Okay? So, yung ratio ng current asset into their total assets, no? Kapag, ayan daw yung ano, no? Kapag nag-increase yung current asset, okay? The effect will be a change in increase or a decrease in the profit. But the decrease in the, bakit ma'am? Ano effect on the profit? Bakit magkakaroon ng, pakipaliwanag nga ma'am yung sinasabing working capital. Okay? Kumbaga, the profit, no? There's a relationship ng profitability ni company between the revenue and cost generated. Okay. So, for example, okay, bigyan mo ako ng sample, ma'am, na mag-i-increase yung current asset, pero mag-decrease ng profit. Oh. Okay. And then, yung current liabilities, mas pag lumaki, ang effect niya sa profit mag-i-increase and the effect on the risk will also increase. Okay? O, yan may summary. Okay? So, effect of that changes. Kala ko baliktad. Okay? Ayan, ma'am. O, yun na tayo. So, ano gagawin, ma'am? Proper management ng working capital. Paano? Ano yung starting point? O, determine mo yung cash cycle mo. Ano ba to, ma'am? O, ano ba yung cycle mo dito? Diba? Bibili ka ng materials. Gagawa ka ng product. No? After that, finished goods. Tapos, ibebenta mo. Tapos, kokolektahin mo. So, yun yung cycle, no? From the beginning of production, ano yung mga kailangan? No? Up to the collection process. Diba? Pagbuo ng materials, pagbenta, at hanggang sa pagkolekta. No? That is the measurement of your cash conversion and operating cycle. Okay, OC. Ano yung OC, ma'am? Operating cycle equals your average selling period plus average collection period. So, ano, ma'am? Operating cycle, so mayroong relevance, no? Or may relationship yung pagbenta at pagkolekta. Okay? So, yun yung titingnan dito, di ba? Kasi pwedeng, sabi ko nga kanina, pwedeng ma-target mo yung income. Ma-target mo yung sales. And tanong, na-convert mo na ba sa cash yung mga sales na yan? Remember, kapag mas lalong tumatagal na receivable siya, di ba? Habang tumatagal na uncollected siya, di ba? Ano yung risk doon? Risk na hindi makolekta yung pautang mo habang tumatagal. Okay? So, yun. Cash conversion cycle, the length of time required for a company to convert cash, okay, invested in its operation to cash received as a result of its operation. Okay, so yun yung formula. CCCC equals to OC minus APP. Okay, may example lang naman tayo dito. Padaanan na natin. Ayan. Ang haba, ma'am. Daming formula na naman. Sige, after lesson natin dito, medyo kalimutan mo to, bumalik ka sa financial analysis, baka mamaya nakapag-concentrate tayo dito. Naalala ko, may yung module 2 pala natin ay, ano pa rin, tawag dito, financial analysis. Okay. Ano, ma'am? So, ano ito mga to, ma'am? Familiar tayo dito, di ba? Yung days in inventory, di ba? Average or ending inventory over cost of goods sold times 365 days. Ayan. So, yan yung mga tatandaan natin. Ayan. Tapos, ito lang naman. Ulitin ko nga, days in DIO. Days inventory. So, ibig sabihin, okay, the number of days or the average, no, for the company to sell its inventory balance. So, ilang araw bago itong item na to ay maibenta in general, no? Companies aim to minimize their DIO as that implies inventory is being cycled through quickly. Okay, so ibig sabihin, mas shorter yung days, di ba? Mas better. Kasi, mas mabilis yung turnover. Kapag nagawa mo na yung product or nabili mo na yung product, na ibenta mo agad, no? Hindi siya tatagal doon sa warehouse or sa stock room. Okay? Daily sales outstanding naman. Okay? So, after mo magbenta, no? Okay. So, yung isang department naman, sa collection, di ba? So, yung isa, nagawa na yung trabaho niya, naibenta na yung product. So, ikaw naman ang trabaho mo, mangolekta ng mga pautang. Okay? The number of days for a company on the average, no? Na makolekta yung cash from credit transactions. Okay? So, isa din man dito, di ba? Mas maikli yung araw, mas better, no? Ibig sabihin, pag napautang mo to, yung item, nagbenta ka on account, no? Mas mabilis na days bago siya makolekta or after makolekta, di ba? Mas better. Okay? Days payable outstanding naman. So, ito naman. Sa BPO, yung number of days na babayaran natin si supplier. Okay? Yung number 1 is more on the sale. No? Yung inventory na turnover. Yung pangalawa, it's more on the collection. No? Pero both of them, the shorter the number of days, the better. Whereas, pagdating nito sa pangatlo, ito naman yung number of days na tayo naman ang maglalabas ng pera. Okay? Tayo magbabayad sa suppliers natin. So, ano yon? Things that will maximize, di ba? You have to maximize the number of days. Di ba? The longer, okay? The longer the number of days, di ba? Mas prefer. Okay? Yan. Pero, kumbaga, it's indicating the bargaining power over its suppliers, no? Ayan. So, pwede ka mag-demand sa supplier na pwede bang medyo habaan natin yung credit terms. Total naman, lagi naman, kayo naman yung aming main supplier. Diba? Parang mga ganun na mga entrada. Diba? Para lang mag-stay yung mga suppliers natin. Diba? Si supplier willing na mag-extend ng longer. Sa part ni supplier, longer credit terms. Diba? Sa atin naman, as a buyer, yun ang gusto natin. Longer credit terms. Pag tayo ay kukuha ng pera, magko-collect, dapat shorter. So, yun yung, yung parang pinaka optimal level, no? Ayan. But then, again, this is just for the, wala naman itong specific the number of days na for example, na-compute ko to. Ay, na-compute ko ma'am 30 days, no? Siya ay 40 days. So, hindi naman siya, wala namang standard ng number of days na makukompute natin, no? Ayan. Ayan lang na. Example, sige, gawa natin ng example, no? Bago tayo mag-ano. So, the company has an average production selling process time of 50 days. So, that is the finished goods are kept on hand for an average of 20 days. Okay, accounts receivable are static at average rate of 35 days. And then afterwards receives 50 credit on its purchase. Okay, estimate the average length of the firm's short-term operating cycle. How often would the cycle turn over in 365 and assume net sales of 1 million and the cost of goods of 8 million? I think 10 million to. Ay, oo nga, dapat pala ipapaguhin ko pala yung upload ko kung may in-edit pala ako dito. Ay, 800 lang pala, sorry. Tamang palang 1.8, ano to, nasobran lang ako ng 0 dito. Ayan. Ay, ang step ma'am, haba talaga ma'am. Oh. Operating cycle, average selling period is 50, average collection is 35. 50, 35, and 20. 100 days. Ayun. So, yan lang naman, no? Yan. So, we just not yet, ang hirap kasi i-discuss pag walang tawag dito, black whiteboard. Okay? So, yun. So, yun yung mga cost, mga number of days. No? So, yun lang muna tayo sa cash management. No? So, hindi naman, we'll just not give naman na more computation. No? Ang gusto ko dito sa working management natin, working capital management natin is just how you decide. No? Just not merely yung computing for the formula. But yung decision making dito, yun yung importante. Okay? So, yun lang muna, no? Kumbaga, baka ma-overwhelm, no? Baka limutan yung ating topic na module 2. Ayan. Unti-unti. Okay? So, yun lang muna. Ano pa ano bang section nyo? 251? Ay, oo nga. Yung section nila. Ayan. ETY 251. Ayan. So, that's it muna for today. No? So, have a nice week. A very, very long weekend. Actually, parang ang tagal na halos 2 weeks, di ba? Oh. Anyway, kasi nung Saturday, pumasok pa ako eh. No? Wala kasing announcement kung online or face-to-face nung Saturday. So, pumasok ako. Ayan. So, ilang pinasok pala namin. No? Ayan tayo, tatamaan kasi yung ating online class no ng Friday. Yung online class natin Friday. So, wala tayo. And then, next meeting, pagpasok natin ng November, exam naman natin. Okay? So, ayun. So, medyo double time tayo sa susunod, no? Ayan. So, let's focus muna dun sa module 2 exam and sa mga i-upload kong learning task and quiz. Okay? So, that's it muna. Fin 111. ETY 251. Okay? Have a nice weekend sa inyong lahat. Sobrang ano, no? Kakaingit. Ang haba ng bakasyon. Ayan. Kaso, di ba, ang mas haba ng bakasyon, pagbalik, ang daming exam. Ayan. Just enjoy yung 2 days na holiday. Okay? So, that's it and have a nice day and enjoy your lunch, everyone.